10 years ago, I was sitting on the steps of the Ganghes in Varanassi in India. I was watching the people on the shores. It was a site of religious rituals, the cremation of bodies. That people covered in orange and yellow clothes, lying on piles of wood. Their once lively bodies covered in flowers and symbols of transition, their lives replaced by fire. The unique smell of the individual replaced by the universal smell of burning flesh. I sat there with deep respect for the rituals, the people, the dead. Then I saw a young boy running with a kite, hovering over the cremation site. He used the heat from the fires to lift his toy into the air. I became angry. This is no place to play. Don't do this. You have no respect for the living and the dead, as death is sacred. But then I realized that it was not the boy, but myself, who has no respect for life. From my upbringing in the West, I am attached to this body, this fragile and joyful thing. I've been told I should take care of this as the temple of God. And all my role models have cried when they saw a dead body. But why do we not use the heat of death to fly our kites in life as high as possible? Death can remind us of the opportunities we have in life, the freedom, the holy time and space that we can responsibly fill until our death. I should not be afraid of my end, as there's nothing to fear in death. But there's everything to fear for in life. Am I using my freedom to live life to the fullest, as human being, with all my vulnerabilities, limits and mortality, and with all my options of love, dedication and passion? At that day at the Ganghes, I decided to transform the destructive fire of death into the constructive fire of passion for life. My experiences at the Ganghes reminded me of the words from the philosopher Søren Kierkegaard. He described 3 transformations in life, like my perception had transformed the fear for death into a fear for life, and the impossibilities of death into possibilities for life. The first stage in life is aesthetic. It is about beauty, celebrities, fun, drink, food, drugs, entertainment, as you only live once. Doing what others do, saying what people say, accepting the labels that other people give, living what books give you as advice, and switching on your automatic pilot, so that you do not need to make conscious decisions. You do not need to listen to your own potential. And above all, you will not truly connect with the people around you, the world around you, and your true self. For the aesthetic individual, death is the ultimate sorrow. Funerals are the final party of all parties. The reminder that the books were wrong, and that you should have lived life authentically, up to your own potential, and listen to your own voice, and not letting yourself be deafened by the noises of the busyness of your daily life. The second stage in life is ethics. It is about making conscious decisions, listening to the depths of yourself, and deeply connecting with others, knowing that there is more than party and the automatic pilot. Choosing your own labels. Labels are limited. I am I, and I do not need you to tell me who I am and who I should be. Life has a large potential to realize yourself and help people. Treat others not as a means to your end, but as an end in themselves. And give them yourself as a temporary means. For the ethic individual, death is sorrow, because it's about the guilt of not having used all your potential, and the lonely disconnection from the people who you loved, the final option which you cannot choose, the death of all ethical options. The third stage in life is religious. This is about connecting yourself with a larger perspective. Like the prophet Abraham, who had been focused on his own journey and his own struggles in life, until his God told him to look at himself from the perspective of the stars, from the generations who came before him and those who would come after him. He realized that all labels that people had given to him and those that he had given himself, man, refugee, lonely, childless, all these labels were small, seen from the eye of the universe. My life is small, like one of the countless stars in the sky, and as a little piece of sand in the endless desert. I'm only a small part of the large potential of time and space. I'm part of this universe, community around me, the loved ones near me, civilization in which I live, the evolution of mankind, and the immense nature which let me flourish, and the nature that I need to protect and shepherd like my herd of sheep. Being here means being part of this larger being, of potential time and space, and taking this potential serious. What can I mean to being? How can I hurt the potential that the universe of time and space has given me during my lifetime? How can my actions show my awareness of the larger perspective? I see the limits of my aesthetic daily life. It seems so random, so futile. My war is bleak as the stardust in the universe. I see the time and space for ethics, being responsible not only to fulfill my own potential, but to fulfill the larger potential possible. Go beyond my superficial dreams and wishes, and strive for something larger, something truly meaningful, crossing generations, leaving a legacy for myself and others, that will make the stars shine, and that will make the sand on the beach a holding place for people. There is no death, there's only potential that flows through me, for the time of my being, and freedom to live life to the fullest. Some philosophers said, do not focus on your death, but focus on your time-play space. That is, the space and time that you have in your life to play and raise your kite into the sky as high as possible, transforming the fires of death to a passion for life.